Greetings, historians. Welcome to Lord of the Dragon. What if I told you that, let's say, Mario or Master Chief are canon to Legend Spyro? Would you believe me? If not, then I've got a story for you. Throughout time, something known as the multiverse has been unveiled to us, bringing forth the idea that in many timelines, there lies a connection between them all. Where, though, did this start? Or what was our first indication of such a thing existing? This event did involve Spyro, however, it was during the adventures of Crash Bandicoot. From there, the multiverse was slowly opened until now, where it seems that it dominates every single existence of Crash and Spyro. Later events like racing or dimensional tears would open up gates for Crash and Spyro to meet each other, despite where they might have come from. Battles between two Spyros would occur, and more. There is even a defined center to this multiverse, where everything meets and forms a sort of combined version of everything, though perhaps it varies slightly. Theoretically, with these rifts opening or interdimensional travel becoming more common, it could happen that, let's say, Legend Spyro and Crash Bandicoot meet, or the original Spyro and another form of himself could. But for now, I'll allow you the chance to theorize about these possibilities yourself. But to explain my original point, there is a universe that hosts Spyro, one that I don't seem to investigate often, the realm of the Skylands. This universe is host to a wide range of individuals, some exclusive to there, and others like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon. But the Skylands also harbor other more distant individuals, known as Donkey Kong and Bowser. They are anomalies, out of place, and beyond what I've dare gazed upon until now. And what some might not expect is that the existence of them within the Skylands opens so many possibilities that I kind of want to talk about it, just to show you how ridiculous this can get. To start, Donkey Kong is a gorilla, and Bowser is something called a Koopa. Of course, they're both from other realms. Both Donkey Kong and Bowser got to the Skylands via a rift opened by the antagonist to the Skylanders, Chaos. The two would be attacked by pirates led by Captain Blubberbeard. Perhaps fate would have had them overrun, but they were able to find an ancient device known as a rift engine, which held strange and powerful energies. They were able to harness this power and defeat the pirates. Then they would be found by Roller Brawl and Eruptor, who would bring them back to Skylanders Academy, the headquarters of the Skylanders. And there, they would even be given an offer to join them. Donkey Kong would be eager to join their ranks and help in their cause against Chaos, while Bowser took a bit more time to get used to the idea. However, when the two were given superchargers, a sort of vehicle, the deal was made. This is wonderful to know, but where did they come from? What realm did they originally reside in? This adventure will be somewhat convoluted, and perhaps some, including myself, will find this confusing, but I'll try to make it as clear as I can. Let's start with this Bowser. He is generally seen in a far-off realm known as the Mushroom Kingdom. He faces off against the aforementioned Mario, in some sort of eternal conflict over the ruling monarch of a kingdom, Princess Peach. Mario and Bowser, of course, over their many years have traveled to many realms, and switching our perspective to that of Mario's, it would bring him into contact with Donkey Kong, tying Bowser, Mario, and Donkey Kong all together. Now, where do we go from here? What else is Spyro technically tied to? Perhaps the most infamous of Mario's appearances are those alongside a blue hedgehog known as Sonic. In fact, over the years they've met many times and in different capacities. It's also been said, like with Crash Bandicoot, everything is canon. Of course, this statement allows for much more speculation on the part of Sonic's own continuities, but for the sake of this talk, I'll keep it simple and just acknowledge that this connection exists, and we can go in a multitude of ways. Going back to Mario, because we can find another connection, we go to Street Fighter II of all things. In November of 1992, a comic was released by the German Club Nintendo magazine, in which Mario found a sign that mentioned the Street Fighter series, specifically Street Fighter II. In fact, it is for a tournament of which he enters, fighting those within the series, that now tie Spyro in as well. Now, what would Street Fighter bring us to? Well, you might find this a bit strange, and you might not believe me at all, But this brings us to a little game called Fortnite. Now, we're at a good point where these connections can go almost anywhere. Star Wars, even God of War, is now out of reach. And keep in mind, some of these interactions are canon. Why is that? Well, within the world of Fortnite, there's dimension hopping. And in the lore of that game, champions from across the multiverse are taken into something that is known as the Zero Point. This includes characters like the Mandalorian, or in some cases, Master Chief, which I mentioned earlier. All of them would be taken from their home dimension and brought into the Zero Point, in which they would forget all their memories and lose the ability to speak. However, they retain all of their skills, and that's what you play through in Fortnite. And characters from Street Fighter were pulled into the Zero Point, which makes it canon. And also, Rick and Morty is also canon. So guess what? That God of War trailer with Rick and Morty, that's canon. To Spyro. Because of Donkey Kong and Bowser. I can't make this up. Now, moving on, this brings Spyro into the technical canon of a lot of series. However, some are featured more than others. Star Wars and Marvel particularly have seen an incredible amount of events within Fortnite surrounding themselves. But in a funny twist, there is also something else that's tied into Fortnite through Rick and Morty. And that brings us to Space Jam. And through that, Looney Tunes. In fact, Looney Tunes was the inspiration for Crash Bandicoot. So it's a bit ironic now that you can tie Crash into Looney Tunes through a bunch of canonical cameos. But guess what? It doesn't stop there. As some historians have jested in the past about Earthborn nations being canon to Skylanders, well, that's technically true. Within the universe of Skylanders, Earth exists, it's canon. In the universe of Crash, Earth exists, it's canon. In fact, as you saw, the nation of Australia is, well, in a Crash game. Also, technically, that can mean that you're canon to Spyro. All of this because of a cameo from Donkey Kong and Bowser and Skylanders lore. But for the time being, I think that'll be it for me. I think I'll just go lie down now. Anyway, thank you for everyone who has supported the channel either by commenting, liking, or subscribing to the channel. Honestly, it helps a lot, probably more than you know. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe and hang out. And a big thank you to everyone on Patreon, and that would be Abyssal and LifeGiver100 for giving the red gems, Jabby with the red and green gem, and Shaggy and Kiasushi with the blue gems. Also, blue gems get early access to videos, so if you want to see crazy stuff like this early, there you go. But of course, none of that's necessary, and honestly, watching is good enough for me. But anyway, that's going to be it. I'll see you all the next time we talk about lore, speculation, or maybe blow our brains out with this very strange type of lore. Stay safe, historians.